everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sharice, and in today's video, I am going to be chatting today about a question that I get every single day in my DM from curly girls, everywhere, my friends. Everyone wants to know this one question. How do I get rid of frizz? Why is my hair so frizzy? It's a common occurrence, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with having frizz. So before I jump into this video, I want to make it very clear, crystal clear, that there's nothing wrong with frizzy hair. I know we have come to look at frizz as such a bad thing in the community, but it really isn't. Curly hair is a living, breathing organism, like I like to say. I don't even know if it's an organism, but I think it is. And it's gonna do its own thing. There's so many factors that can contribute to frizz, so don't even worry about it. This is what frizzy curly hair looks like. And so before I jump into all of the ways that you can decrease frizz and having dry hair, I want to talk about what frizz is and what causes it. So once we know what causes it, we're going to know how to treat it. So first things first, what is frizz? Frizz is simply dry hair, hair that lacks moisture. So as you can see, this hair is dry. This hair is basically reaching out into the air, into the atmosphere, and it is trying to grab on to as much moisture as possible and bring it back into the hair because the hair is dry. And the next thing that causes frizzy hair, I live in the Bahamas. The Bahamas is consistently hot. We get 97-degree days, 100-degree days, 80-degree days. It is always hot. So I have always dealt with frizzy hair, dry hair my entire life. So I have come to realize this is a battle that I'm losing because of where I am living. So if you are living in Texas, you are living in Florida, you are living in Arizona, you are living in some place that is always hot, always dry, always sunny, you're going to deal with frizz. So it's all about embracing frizz as best as you can, but also trying to maintain the moisture levels in your hair. Where you live has a lot to do with your hair, and so honestly, we just gotta live with it and we just gotta find ways to deal with it. So those are two causes of frizzy hair. One, your hair is just dry, and two, where you live determines how much frizz you're going to get. And so how do we battle frizz? How do we decrease frizz? Let's talk about it. So this is going to sound pretty elementary, but I wanted to get a little closer to you to show you how simple this is to get rid of frizz. The number one thing that you can do to decrease frizz, let's wait for it, is you can actually wash your hair. You can wash your hair on a consistent basis. So for me, I wash my hair every 5 to 7 days, every week. And if I need to, I would wash my hair twice a week because I know my hair is lacking moisture. I have very dense, very thick hair, and my hair gets dry really quickly. And the simplest way for me to defeat frizz is to simply wash my hair. I am adding that moisture back into my hair. And of course, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is use a moisturizing shampoo. There are many types of shampoos that you can use, but if you are worried about dryness and frizz, you're going to want to reach for a moisturizing shampoo. Wash your hair and get on a consistent routine so you can add that moisture back into your hair. Your hair needs water. Water is one of the best hydrators for your hair. So please, it's free. Use it. Another tip that I'm also guilty of when washing my hair is I used to wash my hair with extremely hot water. That is not good for your hair. That is actually going to strip and dry out your hair because of course it is so hot. So my tip is to simply use warm water while washing your hair. Like, trust me, it is such a vast difference. So yeah, turn that temperature down just a little. Another tip that you can use to actively try to decrease frizzy hair is to deep condition your hair. And this is actually one of my favorite tips for anything curly girl related. Deep conditioning is actually the plug. Last year, I was struggling from dryness. I felt like my curls were not curling properly. And all I started to do was maintain my deep conditioning regimen, which is basically deep conditioning once a week with heat for 30 minutes, and my hair bounced back. I just cannot tell you guys enough how important it is to deep condition your hair because, and when I say deep condition, I don't mean to use washout conditioners because I don't buy them. I use deep conditioners because they are formulated to penetrate your hair shaft, which gets into the nitty-gritty of your hair and really moisturizes and brings back all of that good stuff. So my tip is to get a hair mask and a deep conditioner and add some heat. So if you don't have a tabletop dryer like I do, you can use simply the steam, add a cap, as a plastic cap, stay in the shower, let that steam, heat it up. Or sometimes I just use my dryer, my diffuser, and I hover over it. And I kid you not, your hair will thank you for it. Like, there is nothing like just simply using a deep conditioner. So the next tip that I can give you to minimize frizz is to use the right styler. And using the right styler kind of comes hand in hand with knowing your hair and knowing what your hair likes. So I'm going to use myself as an example because, well, I know my hair the best. My hair is low porosity, it is high density, and I don't curl type my hair. But if I were to curl type for the purpose of this video, I would say it's somewhere between a 3B or a 3C. And so my hair does not like cream stylers, or doesn't like cream stylers as much as it loves gel. So if I were to use a cream styler on my hair, I know that it's not gonna hold and it's not going to give me the hold that I need to prevent that frizz. So if I use a cream styler, I know my hair is going to be a hot, frizzy mess. I have the pictures to prove it. So I'm not gonna use cream by itself on my hair because it's going to give me frizz. So you're going to want to find a product that is going to hold your hair in place, that is going to prevent that frizz. And for me, I find that's gel. Hands down, I will fight anyone that has anything bad to say about a gel because gels are amazing. And I know back in the day, they were really given a bad rap because they were formulated with herbal ingredients, but now the game has changed and there's so much that has changed that gels really are that girl. So gels help to give me that, those ringlets that everybody loves. Like, this is like struggling, but as you can see, this is the product of a gel. This is what it looks like. And it helps me to lock in that curl. So what I do is I have a few different product combinations that I use. I would use a leave-in and a gel, a leave-in, a cream and a gel, or a leave-in, a mousse, and then a gel. So everything starts and ends with a gel in mind. Anything that I use has to pair well with whatever gel that I'm going to use. Your combination may look a little different. If your hair is less dense and it's fine, a leave-in may work for you. You may also use a leave-in or cream. So basically what it is just finding the product combination that works for you. But my suggestion is, if you can use a gel, use it, because in my opinion, it is going to give you long-lasting definition and long-lasting curls, and it's going to lock in those curls in place and lock out that frizz. So a few years ago, I would have basically ignored anyone that told me that air drying was horrible for my hair. That's how much I loved air drying. I would spend all day just walking around with my hair hanging off my shoulder because, wet hair. That's what happens. You walk around, you try to get that dried. I would even walk outside to help me speed up my drying process. But nowadays, I have realized through research from trial and error that air drying is the worst possible thing that I can do for my hair, because for one, I live in a place that is so humid that if I walk outside, my hair is going to go poof if it's not dried properly. Also, my products aren't impacting my hair the way it does unless I add heat to my hair. So my next tip is to diffuse your hair instead of air drying your hair. I bought a Dyson a few years ago, maybe like a year plus ago, 2 years ago. And I started to diffuse my hair and I saw that the results were 2,000% times better than air drying my hair. What happens is when I started to diffuse, I would diffuse in, of course, low heat, low speed, and I would hover so the actual dryer would not get into wouldn't contact my hair directly. And I found that my curls were just locking in place. There was little to no frizz and my hair looked shinier than ever. It lasted longer than ever and it looked so good. It makes all of the difference. I won't even lie. And I will tell you from the bottom of my heart that I was one of those people that would never let a dryer touch my hair. But honestly, it has changed the game. If you're going to use heat on your hair, use good heat. And of course, if you are still a little worried about heat damage, you can add a heat protectant to your hair before diffusing. But I am a diffuse or die girl. Like there's no in between. There is no more air drying. I do not air dry my hair at all. So I had to come a little closer in for this because I know the curly girls are going to lose their mind. The last tip that I have for defrizzing your hair or to decreasing the amount of frizz in your hair is to stop over manipulating and over touching your hair. So one of the things that I see curly girls doing excessively that when I see, I'm just like, oh my God, please stop, is this. Oh my God, what is this? What is this? What is this? All you are doing is creating frizz and friction, and you can honestly get damage from just roughing your hair up so much. It just grinds my gears when I see that. Honestly, I hate it. Like, I absolutely hate it. And I know a lot of people are striving for volume, but you have to realize if you want volume, you're gonna get frizz and you could possibly get damage. And another thing that I see curly girls doing a lot of is using a pick to pick out their hair. And I mean, I'm just gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real with you. You're creating frizz. Like, listen, like just don't do it. There's better ways to create volume to curly hair than picking it. Just separate the curls. I mean, separate the curls. And if you notice, your curls naturally get bigger as the time goes by. Also, you can use less product, use different types of product, use lighter product to get that volume that you want. You're not gonna get volume and definition. Like, let's be real, you gotta choose which one you want. So stop over manipulating, stop fluffing your hair if you're going to complain about getting frizzy hair. You are disturbing your curl pattern and roughing up your hair for absolutely no reason. Your hair is beautiful the way it is. And if you are going to do it, add some serum to your hand, some frizz serum or something, so you can have some type of barrier between the roughness and the friction that you're going to cause with your dry hands on your curly hair. And you know what? That's all I got. That's all I got. So these are just some of my favorite tips that you can use to decrease the frizz on your curly hair. Now this, of course, is not an exhaustive list. There are so many tips, so many tricks when it comes to decreasing frizz on curly hair, but those are just some of the ones that I think stand out the most. Of course, you can sleep with a satin bonnet, use satin scrunchies to limit the friction and the moisture loss in your hair when you go to bed at night. Of course, you can stop using towels to dry your hair, instead opt for microfiber towels. And of course, if you're going to use anything on your hair, use your frizz serums or serums to control the amount of frizz. And of course, I know this is crazy, but when it's raining, stay inside. Like, honestly, I know people always say, but you have curly hair. Your hair can get wet and nothing happens. Oh, it's gonna frizz up if I go outside in the rain, Susan. So I don't. So if you're going out in the rain, please cover your hair. Despite what people says, the rain and the humidity can cause your hair to frizz up. And of course, there's just so many other things that you can do. But these are just some of the ones I wanted to share with you right now in this minute. If you have, of course, any questions, any comments, anything related to frizz and dry hair, please do let me know in the comments section and I will be happy to help you out. We're trying to demystify the curly hair frizzy problem that we're all seeming to have. And remember, there's absolutely nothing wrong with frizzy hair. It is normal. It is something that happens. It's life. You cannot control your environment. You just have to work with what you have and embrace the frizz. A few years ago, I would have not gotten on camera like this. I would not have walked out the house with this frizz. I would have hopped in the shower, wet my hair, restyled, but that's just not where I am in life. I have learned that curly hair is gonna do its own thing and we just gotta rock with it. We gotta rock with the frizz, we gotta embrace it, and that's where I am right now in life, and I hope that is somewhere that you get at some point. So that is going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a like, and if you have any video suggestions or anything that you want to know about curly hair, please let me know in the comment section. And I think that's going to do it for today's video. I will be back with more curly hair recommendations, tips, all of that in the next video. But until then, peace, love, and good curls.